Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Rosario.
And we give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Boom Gonzalez. And in tonight's game plan, Gilas Pilipinas wraps up their preparations for the Olympic qualifying tournament in Belgrade as Coach Tab Baldwin looks ahead to the 2021 FIBA Asia Cup in Indonesia. Juan Gomez de Leaño is taking his talents to the Japanese B-League Division 2 to play for the Earth.
You play to DeAndre Ayton, the Valley Oop, and experience. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Gilas Pilipinas is set to leave the country for the Belgrade OQT, and SVP Media Officer Carl Pamintuan spoke to head coach and program director Tab Baldwin to talk about the team's outlook in the upcoming months in this edition of Inside the Game.
With a 3-0 record in the final window, Gilas Pilipinas men topped Group A to qualify for the FIBA Asia Cup 2021, which will be hosted by Indonesia come August. For Gilas Pilipinas men program director and head coach Tab Baldwin, the focus was more than just about making it into the quadrennial tournament.
I think in terms of accomplishments, we were looking for development, progress. What do we learn from these games, and what do we learn about ourselves primarily, and the systems we're using, the chemistry of the team, and learn a little bit about the individuals as well. How do they perform? How well do they stand up to this level of competition? But I think that we probably learned a lot of those things, but we also learned some things that we didn't expect to learn. That this team has some quality about it and some toughness about it, which you don't really see until you get into the truly competitive environment. So, I think it was very good for us. I said to the players today in practice, if you're not learning from your opponents and by losing to them, then who are you learning from? And the response is supposed to be we learn from ourselves by keeping our practices energetic and competitive. So I think we did a good job of that in the bubble, but we also learned, even in winning, we learned from our opponents.
The qualifiers started in early 2020, but it did not take a lot of time before COVID-19 started canceling events. While Gilas Pilipinas was able to fly for a game in Indonesia, the Philippines hosting versus Thailand was postponed. Then a planned window in Clark was also cancelled before the SBE got another chance to hold the games here. For Baldwin, what makes this achievement even more laudable was that it happened in the time of the pandemic.
Nobody knew exactly how to react. Nobody could predict what were going to be protocols and the government's reactions and what was going to interfere with our daily lives, and it turned out to be major interferences. But it also created these opportunities for us to go into these extended, what we called bubbles, but really they were just, the old camps of yesteryear where you would go and take 10 days together with the team, but ours were extended into 2, 3, sometimes 5 weeks. And it's really difficult to be away from loved ones that long and to be away from daily routines, but it's incredibly beneficial in terms of building a team because you become interdependent. You have a lot of time to work through things. I guess the only negative is that you don't get any external influences. You don't have any games against anybody to test what you're doing. But I think all in all, it was very valuable time for us, and seemingly we did a pretty good job, and we made quite a bit out of it. There are always things you look back on and think we could have done this better or differently, but I think for the most part we came out of the bubbles in pretty good shape.
For Baldwin, all the work that happened in Calamba, Laguna led to a team where bench players were just as good and just as important as the starters.
But I think the bigger benefit that we got out of the bubbles in terms of wearing our opponents down was the development of our bench players. And to call them bench players is a misnomer because, we really just have 12 guys. And in varying parts of the game, we have different rosters playing different roles. So I think that was a big advantage for us because all of these players in the bubble, it was very egalitarian. It was, nobody's a star at training. Nobody's a star in the bubble. And so they really cemented that mentality that we're all in this together and we all have a job to do. And I think that carried over into the games.
While the OQT will serve as a learning experience for the young team, the FIBA Asia Cup 2021 will be another opportunity to show how much the program has grown. In the last edition of the FIBA Asia Cup, the Philippines swept its group games but fell in the quarterfinals to Korea as they finished 8th in the tournament. Baldwin explained that there could still be a lot of factors to consider before determining the final composition of the Gilas Pilipinas team that will fly to Jakarta.
Remains to be seen because we still don't know the exact content of the team. I'm sure that many of these players, if not all of them, will carry over into the roster there, but there is still the possibility, and I don't have any updates on anything, but there's still the possibility of PBA players, there's still the possibility of AJ Edu or Thirdy Ravena or other players being added, Dolph Pinopio. I don't even know if these guys would make the roster if they came into training, but there still are some moving pieces. But going to the Asia Cup, it's going to be about, continuing this process and striving to win games, but trying to take as many lessons as we can so that we can apply it to teams like we're going to play in this OQT. This is really the level that we want to be at. The Australias, the Serbias, the Frances, the Spains and US, the Brazils and the Argentinas. This is the level that we want to be respected at. And every effort that we make is to get us there.
Carlo Pamintuan for One Sports Plus.
Gilas Pilipinas faced China earlier in a tune-up game in preparation for their Olympic qualifying tournaments in July. SBP Media Officer Carlo Pamintuan joins us now live to give us the latest. Carlo, I think everyone's jealous of you. Ikaw lang yung nakapanood between Gilas versus China. Tell us what happened, final result, how it all panned out, everything.
It was amazing. I'm sorry you guys weren't there to watch it because I'm just so proud of what the team accomplished. From the start, they were aggressive. They were playing great defense. I think yun yung susi talaga eh. Yun yung pinagtuunan ng pansin ni Coach Tab Baldwin and the rest of the whole coaching staff. They focused on defense. Sure, they had good offense, but it was really the defense that they paid attention to. They created a lot of turnovers against China, worked well in the offensive rebounding department, even if we all know the size and the length of that Chinese squad. It finished 79-79. It's unfortunate, really, because I thought that the Philippines did enough to go home with a win, but you cannot, feel bad about the result. China was down 3. Gio Chu committed a foul because they would rather have someone taking 2 free throws instead of someone throwing up a possible 3-point shot because it was in transition. So he gave it out of duty, and I think I heard one of the coaches shout it out as something that he needed to do at that point. Unfortunately, China made the first free throw, and then there was a tip-in with 1.2 seconds left that left the score tied at 79-all. But overall, really nothing to be ashamed of from this Gilas Pilipinas squad. They did not have Dwight Ramos because he is nursing a groin injury. Carl Tamayo is still recuperating from a sprain that he suffered against Indonesia. And still, they played very well as a squad. A lot of highlights from a lot of people, including, of course, Kai Soto, who finished the game with 13 points to lead the squad.
Carlo, first of all, nice to meet you. Hello, Carlo. No, me and Paolo were actually on the phone at that time when I think it was a minute to go or a little over a minute to go, and the lead was 7. I said, okay na to. And then, we were just on your tweets, and it looked exciting. Credit to you, obviously, even through tweets, it sounded exciting. Take us through that last possession, the wildness of it all at the end, and tell us who are the standouts in this tune-up game.
So I apologize to the entire Gilas Pilipinas Twitter. I might have had a couple of posts here and there.
We don't mind.
The pressure of the situation. And again, Gilas had an opportunity to win it, to really the pressure on China. But in the last play, they were not able to convert. There was a scramble for the loose ball, and then China went out on the break. doon nga tumawag ng foul. Doon humingi ng foul itong si Gio Chu. I also thought it was a smart play at that point because the defense was on its back foot. They were struggling to get to their men. So fouling actually prevented a three-point shot from happening. But of course, the other side of it is you will allow China to get those 2 free throws, and they played it perfectly. Credit to them. I mean, it was a 7-5. There are no overtimes. I would have loved to tweet 5 more in the field night.
Yeah. Carlo, before we let you go, I just wanted to ask, because I saw that tweet you had midway. Ikaw ba yung statistician ng game?
I listed down the scores.
Okay, all right. So yes. All right, Carlo.
Of Gilas. I did not mind that other side. I just focused on Gilas because it was so difficult.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't want to do that again.
Nice job. Awesome.
Carlo,
Thank you.
Carlo, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we've got more hoop news as Juan Gomez de Leaño is officially taking his talents to Japan. The former UP Fighting Maroon announced that he has signed to play for the Earth Friends Tokyo Z, competing in the 2nd division of the Japanese B-League. The Earth Friends Tokyo Z club will be signing De Leaño under the Asian import provision. That's similar to Thirdy Ravena with the Sun and Neo Phoenix.
In other news, 3 more Pinoy athletes add to the list of Olympians to represent the country in the upcoming Tokyo Olympics. Pinoy golfer Juve Pagunsan and Phil-Japanese judoka Kiyomi Watanabe have officially been named the 13th and 14th Olympians to rep the Philippines after qualifying this week. Meanwhile, athletic star Christina Knott was named the country's 15th qualified Olympian, but is now undergoing quarantine after testing positive for COVID-19.
And when we return, the Phoenix Suns take Game 2 over the Clippers. Can the red-hot Suns go all the way? And is Devin Booker the next Kobe Bryant? Or is he just the next Devin Booker? We'll talk about that when the game returns. We're back with you here on The Game. I'm Boom Gonzalez. Let's head on to the NBA Western Conference Finals where the Phoenix Suns stay red hot against the Los Angeles Clippers. Off a game-winning valley-oop to DeAndre Ayton, the Suns take Game 2 over the Clips, led by the 73 points combined of Ayton, Devin Booker, and Cameron Payne. Playoff P. Paul George almost led LA to a win, but he missed 2 free throws in the clutch and finished with 26 points for the Kawhi-less Clippers. And joining me and Pao for tonight is my NBA hype teammate and resident Laker fan. I don't know why we always have to say that, right? It's part of it. Tyler Dio is with us tonight. Hey, partner.
What's up, Boom? What's up, pal?
Can I just say, I have a theory. Why? Because one of the lead writers of the show is a Lakers fan. And
so
that's
why.
Yeah, he just wants to insert the Lakers wherever they go.
There you go. Represent. Well, the
Absolutely.
Lakers are the last ones to defeat
The Suns.
the Suns, right? I
Yeah.
mean, okay, let's put that in there.
All right,
Let's put that in there.
Tyler, making you happy there. But Tyler, that game-winning alley-oop to DeAndre Ayton. A lot of people are saying praise Monty Williams, praise Ayton. Your thoughts on, first of all, the construction of that play, and second, the sheer guts of Ayton to be able to just mount and summit Zubac and get that bucket.
Well, first of all, I had a slight feeling that that was the play that they were gonna run.
Yeah.
I was really calling it. You can ask my brother; he's my witness. We were watching it.
No, we
together.
believe you.
No,
It's
we
okay.
believe you. We
It's
don't, we
okay,
don't
Tyler.
need someone
It's all
else.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a super well executed play. Credit to Coach Monty because they were basically scared that Devin Booker was going to receive the pass after setting the screen. But thankfully, I mean, Ayton was able to catch the lob pass, and then the rest is history. That was a perfect play.
Yeah, the screen was perfect, the pass was perfect, the dunk was
Yeah.
perfect, the moment was perfect for Phoenix. Okay, with the Clippers, now they've come back, obviously. We can
Yeah.
say 0-2 against Dallas, 0-2 against Utah. But this is a different case because they're doing it without Kawhi from the start of the series. How far can the Clippers go? Can they do the same thing for the third straight series? Tyler, what do you think?
I mean, for me, if Kawhi is not coming back, then this is as far as the Clippers go.
Really?
I think Kawhi is basically their engine. I mean, he makes them go, and he'll take them as far as wherever he goes. If he's not there, I think it's over for them.
You know, we're looking at two teams without arguably their biggest stars. So Chris Paul not there for the Suns right now, and Kawhi not there for the Clippers. And a lot of people would argue the Suns wouldn't even be here had it not been for Chris Paul's heroics in general throughout the regular season and through the playoffs. So the question is now, who is more important, do you feel, to their team? Is it Kawhi Leonard or Chris Paul?
Damn, that's a tough question, but I'm gonna have to say Kawhi Leonard is more important because
Really?
Kawhi Leonard is the best player both on offense and defense, in my opinion, for the Clippers. And Chris Paul, I mean, obviously his leadership, his intangibles, that's huge for them. But as you can see from the past two games, they're finding ways to win without him. So I'm gonna go with that sample size and say Kawhi is more important right now.
Yeah, that's right. I think the answers change. If you asked before the series started, might be different. You asked
Yeah.
after two games, might be different. But they're definitely, I'm agreeing with you on this one because they need Kawhi more now
Yeah.
more than ever because of this hole. All right, let's talk about this budding superstar, Devin Booker. We already know what he did in game number one. Struggled a little bit here in game number two, but delivered the blow still towards the end here in game number two. The question all around, and I don't like this question.
I don't like this question either.
But I'll throw it anyway.
Yes, sir.
Because we talk about it
think
on
I know what
NBA.
you're gonna say.
We talk about it on NBA Hype anyway. Also, Tyler, is Devin Booker the next Kobe? Is it too early? Is it premature? Or should we just appreciate him for him right now?
Now, you can't say someone is the next Kobe, man. That's too much pressure.
Yeah.
I think even Devin Booker would say that he's not even the next Kobe. But I do have to say that his game reminds me a lot of Kobe, him and Jay. Devin Booker does have the chance to reach that level, but as of now, let's just enjoy him for who he is. He's not the next Kobe right now.
Yeah, no.
Not yet.
Yeah,
We
I
never know.
agree. We're now looking at his stats, playoff stats at age 24. And Kobe, I know just look at the numbers, it's saying very little, actually.
Out of
what they're-
context.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
based on their impact. But when you see people comparing him to Kobe, how does that make you, a Kobe fan for sure, feel knowing that this is a kid that people are looking at as the heir apparent to that Kobe throne?
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's been playing well, so maybe he deserves it a little bit. But as I said earlier, Kobe's a different animal, man. I think it's a lot of disrespect when you compare a guy that hasn't even won a championship, a guy that doesn't even have an MVP, to Kobe Bryant, arguably the greatest Laker of all time.
But he has potential.
Yeah.
Let's just put it at
He
that.
does have
Let's enjoy.
potential,
Yeah,
for
he has
sure.
potential and he has the makings.
Yeah,
Why not?
That's another
Why
take
not?
there, though.
Why
Greatest
not?
Laker of all time. So, yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Tyler, thank you very much for your biased opinion. We really appreciate every time you come on.
Thank you. Thanks, Pao. Thanks, Boom.
After the break, we'll catch up with beach volleyball stars Sisi Rondina and Jude Garcia, who'll share their ABC Beach Volleyball Continental Cup semis experience. Stay tuned if you're watching the game.
Standby, malapit na tayo.
Welcome back to the game. I'm Paulo Del Rosario. The Philippine beach volleyball team fought with all their heart in their first appearance in the world stage when they competed in the Asian Volleyball Confederation Beach Volleyball Continental Cup semis. Tonight, joining us from their quarantine in Clark, Pampanga, Sisi, Rondina, and Jude Garcia are ready to share their experience and what's next for our Filipino beach spikers. Sisi, Jude, mabuhay kayo. Welcome back to the Philippines and welcome back to the game. And
Welcome back to quarantine.
Welcome back to quarantine. Back to where you are. Pero Sisi, can you paint us a picture of how it felt to represent the country for the very first time in beach volleyball on the world stage?
Pangalawa ko na kasi yung ABC po yan. Kasi first year college ko, naglaro din ako. Pero ibang level naman yun. Kasi dadaan ka pa ng mga ilang liga para makapasok sa Olympic. Yung nilaruan namin nung ito lang is 2 liga lang. Qualify ka na.
Mm-hmm.
So, ayun, medyo sad but natuto naman kami. Like, ang dami namin natutunan sa mga nakalaban namin doon sa Thailand. Kahit nanonood lang kami or nag-observe lang kami, ang dami namin natutunan. Like, nalaman namin kung anong level kami ngayon. And, ayun, kinapos, sayang, like, andun pero may time.
Mm-hmm.
Time, soon.
Pero maganda, no? Nagkaroon ng konting gauge, kumbaga, kung saan tayo lulugar pagdating sa ganyang labanan. Jude, how are you physically? Unang-una, kamusta yung experience? Ano naman ang mga natutunan mo? Ano ang learnings mo? And, kumpara mo naman yung experience, let's say, to the SEA Games at 2019.
Siguro sobrang laki ng experience na nag-gain doon. Kasi nga, yung nakalaban namin is bigatin din, yung Lebanon and also yung Australia na napatatangkad. Sobrang laki experience talaga namin na dadalhin namin ngayong SEA Games na sana matuloy na experience talaga. So yun talaga yung iniintay namin, yung international competition talaga. Yun talaga yung pinaka-kulang namin, yung feeling na maglaro sa international competition. Kaya yun, nakita namin yung kakulangan namin. Tapos, at the same time, in-enjoy lang namin yung laro. Makakuha kami ng panalo. Kaso nga lang, pinapos talaga sa dulo.
Oo. Well, Jude, na-mention ni Sisi that may gauge na kayo kung anong level yung international competition and kung saan na kayo. And in your opinion, and the opinion of the team around you, gaano kayo kalayo to that level?
Siguro po para sa akin, hindi naman sa masyadong sobrang layo. Kumbaga, andun lang tayo talaga sa point na nag-i-start pa lang tayo. Kumbaga, talaga ang kulang talaga namin is talaga yung experience ng international competition, yung kumbaga kung paano gamayin yung sarili namin, yung kaba, yung pressure, kumbaga andun na lahat kasi sa international competition Kumbaga, palakasan lang talaga ng loob. Hindi mahalaga kung matangkad ka o maliit ka, basta lumalaban ka talaga ng buong puso para sa bayan.
Alam mo yun, yung paborito ko dyan Jude. Sisi, nung nanonood ako ng mga matches, na ang layo nung diferensya, nung height, pagdating dyan, pero talaga ang ganda nung ipinakita nyo at yung laban na ipinakita nyo. Now, going back to mga learnings at yung mga kailangan na improve, in terms of the training, meron ba kailangan magbago? Meron ba kailangan idagdag? Lalo na dito sa ganitong setup ngayon na ginagawa yung training na you're basically isolated?
Paano ba siya i-explain? Wala naman. I-train lang po talaga. Kumbaga kulang kasi tayo sa oras. Kasi syempre, ang hirap gumalaw dito.
Yeah.
Like, sa natin, like, sa sistema natin dito, sobrang hirap gumalaw. Pero nagpapasalamat pa rin kami sa federation namin na tinuloy pa rin yung bubble. And sumuporta pa rin sila sa amin. And ayun, sobrang laking tulong yung nag-bubble kami. Kasi mas nakilala namin yung isa't isa and like, yung galaw namin, mas na-master pa namin. Although, kumbaga ba kung mag-international, height lang talaga kulang natin. Lalaban talaga tayo. Ako magsasabi ko talaga, lalaban talaga. Kasi sa skills naman, unti lang yung lamang nila. Pero sa physical talaga, medyo mababalan talaga tayo. Pero overall, kung sabi nga ni Jude, pag nilaban mo talaga, wala nang matangkad or malaki, wala na. Sa sa puso na magkakalaban doon.
Sisi, right now, a lot of people want to see the beach volleyball team back in action. And we're not sure kung kailan yung susundod nyo na laban. And I was also curious to know kung ano yung mga plano nyo moving forward. Kasi there's the SEA Games as a possibility if it does push through. But then, what do you feel the team needs to focus on the most para next time, mas maganda yung papakita nyo?
Other than yung height.
Other than yung height. Wala tayong magagawa doon. Sorry.
For me, kailangan lang talaga namin one game at a time. Kasi sa natin ngayon, mahirap talaga gumalaw. Ngayon, sa susunod namin na liga is SEA Games. So, doon muna kami magpo-focus. And syempre, gusto namin makafinish ng bagong podium, both men's and women's. And kaya gusto din namin na magtuloy-tuloy talaga ang beach volley. Ayaw namin maputol talaga. Kasi ang daming opportunity talaga sa beach volley. And nung naglaro nga kami ng ABC, like, napapasabi lang kami ni Pon. Like, sayang. Like, kung basta mix na yung naiisip namin. Siguro talaga, sabi ko nga, ano bang kulang sa atin? Parang hindi pa binibigay. Parang ganon. Pero naisip na lang namin na baka may panahon para sa atin dyan. And antayin natin doon. And wag tayong tumigil mangarap. Wag tayong tumigil lumaban. And lalong-lalo na sa Pilipinas na dala natin. Kaya, ayun, trabaho ulit kami. Back to zero, back to drawing board, and magpupursige pa rin kami and mangangarap pa rin kami. Wala namang bayad.
At huwag sayangin ang momentum na simulan ninyo.
Yes.
Thank you, Sisi. Thank you, Jude. And congratulations to the whole team. Maraming salamat. Stay healthy, stay safe. And we'll see you soon. Thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. My name is Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Paul Del Sario. Thanks for watching. This has been The Game.